With 2 doors down there is still guitar player Robby Krieger, who is by no means out. Still swinging despite the fact he, long ago, broke on through to the other side. Eminent Doorman Krieger will lead his band at a Saturday night gig at the Canyon in Agoura Hills. A rock and roll Hall of Famer, Krieger wrote the signature song for one of the most memorable SoCal bands, Light My Fire, a tune that yet lives long and prospers on classic rock radio. Fronted by the self-proclaimed Lizard King, which did not predate any of the chewy depredations of Jurassic Park or even Godzilla but did foreshadow the Geico Gecko. Jim Morrison was the face of the Doors during those silly and surreal 60s, oozing attitude and rock star vibes even if eventually, you couldn't take him anywhere. Having a solid frontman is always a good thing, not to mention timing, according to Krieger, who cooperated in an email thing. "I'm just glad I'm not starting out now, got too much competition." It'll be 52 years next January since the first album came out. Good music lasts just as every member of a band brings something, some by leaving, while others frequently fall prey to the dreaded creative differences, and many do not even survive much beyond the "hey, let's start a band" phase. When Morrison, Krieger, John Densmore and Ray Manzarek got together in 1965 in the band named for Aldous Huxley's long, strange trip, The Doors of Perception, by way of William Blake, it was the right name for the right band at the right time. Oh, and LSD was still legal, the other guys were irresponsible, so I handled the money. I brought a sense of order to the band. Lol, said the famous Capricorn. In 1966, the Doors honed their skills at a little hole-in-the-wall club called the London Fog, not so far away from the Whiskey A Go-Go on the Sunset Strip. It was near the Whiskey, owned by S.E. James, a gay guy, very low-key. The band played the London Fog for a few months, 4 sets a night, 7 days a week, for $5. Fans either loved them or were scared by the band. The band ended up getting signed to Elektra Records as their second rock act, after Love. So when did the band realize they were onto something? When we played Light My Fire at the Whiskey, everyone went nuts, but there was no big break, just one step after another. Krieger and his mates found themselves right in the middle of a most memorable LA rock scene. In short, a great time to be a young rock star, or it was no big deal. We were just glad we didn't have to get a real job. Also, no selfies or stalkers. Yeah, there's that, but also no $50 concert tickets, no $30 band t-shirts, no $10 beers and no internet and no cell phones. No kidding. Mid-60s LA did have was a lot of great bands that included the Byrds, Buffalo Springfield, the Seeds, Love, the Turtles, the Chambers Brothers, Strawberry Alarm Clock and many more. I used to see the Chambers Brothers in '64 when they were a straight-up blues band. They were good. Love those guys. But my favorite band from back then was Arthur Lee in Love, with the success of the Doors' self-titled debut, which included The End, a song that would have convinced Fred to buy Oedipus another beer, also led to the band hitting the road, where gigs were, not surprisingly, cool or weird. The first time we did the Fillmore in San Francisco. That was great. The first time out of state, we got a gig in Phoenix. Jim and I took too much acid. Low ceiling, bad sound, very weird. Over time, Morrison and the concept of moderation became complete strangers, and he started drinking his lunch in more. What could go wrong there? At a late 60s show at La Playa Stadium in Santa Barbara, the Doors were great. Well, 3/4 of them were, anyway. Morrison had slurped himself out the window of opportunity and was beyond faded as the band had their doors blown off. Sorry, but I had to, by the openers, the Chambers Brothers. And getting arrested at shows for indecency never looks good on the band's resume, which is just what happened at their Miami show in 1969. After Miami, we got banned from doing concerts, so we just kept recording. So, bad news for fans of live music, but good for music fans in general because the Doors recorded 8 albums in 5 years, an amazing output for any band. Of course, all that ended when Morrison died in 1971, but the band carried on as a trio in various incarnations until the present day. Ray Manzarek died of cancer in 2013, leaving Krieger and drummer John Densmore. And now 50-something years later, we are still left to enjoy all those great songs, People Are Strange, Hello, I Love You, Touch Me, Riders on the Storm, and so many more, and now an opportunity to hear Robby Krieger play them. Some years ago, a Doors tribute band played Nickelback's in Ventura and the Jim Morrison reenactor was so annoying, the entire staff threatened to quit should the band ever be booked there again. They were not, but there was always that Oliver Stone movie about the Doors starring Val Kilmer, who had played other complicated characters like Batman and Doc Holliday. Val was great, but the movie was poorly written, but for a rock and roll movie, I thought it was great and about 70% accurate, Krieger said. The Doors were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1993, and they got a Lifetime Achievement Grammy in 2007, and they have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, in place since the same year. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame wasn't a big deal in those days, 1993. It wasn't on TV or anything, but it was fun. When the history of rock and roll is finally written, where will the Doors be? Top 5, I hope. And finally, the important stuff. How about those Dodgers, yeah? I got to throw out the first pitch last July. We beat San Francisco that night. Bill Losey can be reached at losey@pacbell.net. If you go what? Robby Krieger Band, Ricky Montijo. June 8th tickets, $38, $48 or $58. Information, 888-645-5006. Losey's picks. If I had a faster car, a richer girlfriend, or even one with a job, here's where I'll be lurking in the back this week. You'll attend Go at Terragram Ballroom in Los Angeles, June 8th, 9, Shelby Lynn at McCabe's in Santa Monica, June 8th, Brutality at Red Cove in Ventura, June 8th, Herbal Roots at Discovery Ventura, June 8th, Lenny Goldsmith at Hong Kong and in Ventura, June 8th, Alistair Green at Star Lounge in Ventura, June 8th, The Jetties at Deer Lodge in Miners Oaks, June 8th, Teresa Russell at Coca Vin in Oxnard, June 9th, 805 Blast from the Past at Los Compadres in Oxnard, June 9th, RJ Michaud at Hong Kong and June 9th, Blazing Haley at Velvet Jones in Santa Barbara, June 9th, Balto at Deer Lodge, June 9th, Mighty Cash Cats at the Bombay in Ventura, June 10th, I See Hawks in LA. At McCabe's, June 10th, Coca Billy at Cold Spring Tavern in Santa Barbara, June 10th, Bobby Campbell at Margarita Villa, June 11th, Blues Day at Copacabana in Ventura, June 12th, Dave Ray at Margarita Villa, June 12th, Frank Barajas at Pirates in Oxnard, June 13th, J.D. McPherson at Terragram Ballroom, June 14th, Redgrave Jones at State Social House in Los Angeles, June 14th, Gypsy Blues at Hong Kong and June 14th, read or share this story, https://www.vcstar.com